Welcome, yogis. We've transcended the solar plexus into the heart, and going further still, today we'll work into the throat, Visudha, your third eye, Agni, and Sahasrara out the crown of your head. Further still, we might take this consideration into the aura, so the space not only within but around the body. So the throat is Visudha, and the color is blue. And this is your quality of being able to speak your truth. And you might ask what you feel free to express, or is there anywhere in your life that you're swallowing your words? This can be as much talking as much listening. So what are you taking in? What are you feeding yourself? And this can be food, but it can also be sounds. It can be the music you're listening to, or what books are you reading right now. And any of the stimulus or yantra, visual medicine that you're taking in, is an indeed medicine, something that can be healing, helping you. Or is there perhaps something that you're ready to take off the record shelf? Remember that you do have a choice in what surrounds you in your life. Going also to the third eye, Agni Chakra, is this sense of, I know because I know. It's associated with your gut, so it's a quality of knowing beyond thoughts or beyond rational thought. This color is purple, and it can be your sense of intuition. Out the crown of your head is a 1,000-petal lotus. The color is indigo. Sahasrara Chakra, or the crown. And so when we're born, our skulls haven't fully fused together yet. There's a little bit of a split in them. And they say that this is where the life gets in. Right at the top of our head is our pineal gland, down from the top of our head and in a few inches. And this is our response to light and color. So this is the area of enlightenment. This is your bliss state. And even going further to the area of the aura, it's within and also around you. So it's what people feel about you before they even know it. It's the sense that people get about you when you walk into a room. And so in today's practice, the focus will be on more of the upper chakras. But we'll start in a grounding position. So let's start in cross-legged with hands on your knees. And we're going to take some seated cat-cow. So on the inhale, just give your knees a tug and lift your heart. And as you exhale, straighten your arms and round your spine. Inhale, draw heart forward, and exhale to lean back. Continue to breathe in and out through the nose at your own rhythm. Just let your breath be a little slower and deeper, more focused than the rest of your day. And offering to close your eyes, roll them in and up to that spot that's right between the eyebrows, Agni Drishti. And naturally, when we do this, the eyes roll slightly upward and inward, and it's a place that we can find better balance, mental clarity. Let's take last two. Give the knees a tug, sit up tall, inhale. Still with the eyes closed, we'll take those Sufi grinds. So forehead towards your left knee, forehead to the surface of the earth, over to the right knee, and inhale, come back through sitting tall. Exhale, forehead to the left, through center to the right, and inhale, sit tall. Continue making these circles. Inhale, you might even look up, and exhale, let the head draw freely around the neck if that feels safe for you. So you go as fast or slow as works for your body. We'll start all motions moving from the base of the spine so that the neck moves last, if at all. Next time your forehead skims the surface of the earth, just pause and change the direction of those circles, Sufi grinds. So you may have heard of the Sufis, like a whirling dervish, bringing themselves into an ecstatic or a bliss state. That's you right here. Next time your forehead skims the surface of the earth, just pause and come to sit up tall. Press your hands together and bring your thumb knuckles right up between the eyebrows. Inhale. And exhale, keep sitting up tall, but drop your shoulders down from the ears. Inhale again, reach the arms all the way up, hands still touching. And as you exhale, hands all the way down to the earth beside you. So you're going to take a few more like that. Inhale, hands to heart, third eye, all the way up overhead. And exhale, slowly releasing the arms down alongside you. A few more. Inhale to heart. Inhale more, third eye. Inhale more overhead. Exhale slowly through the aura back to the earth. Inhale. Exhale even through the mouth. Inhale, heart, third eye, overhead. Exhale, pull through. Last one. Inhale, 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 exhale. Gently roll over the shins or swing your legs out from under you. Come to tabletop, hands and knees. Spread your fingers really wide to earth under shoulders. Lots of weight to the inner hands, like you're gripping your finger pads into the earth. As you inhale, lift the chest, cow pose. And as you exhale, look over the right shoulder. Draw your hip towards the right. Then round your spine. And as you look over the left shoulder, send your left hip out. Round your spine. Inhale, look right, through around spine. Inhale, look left. So it's kind of like cat-cow, but we're moving from side to side. And this is the way that you can get into your lateral spines, the sides of your rib cage, the side of your neck. And again, we're opening up more space for your lungs, keeping your eyes closed. And this is less about what it looks like and way more about how it feels. So if there's any other movement that feels intuitive, go ahead and make up a yoga pose that no one's ever seen before. Let's take last 2 long deep breaths. Exhale, round the spine and tuck your toes, lift your hips to downward facing dog. And a few cycles of breath to do whatever feels good in your downward facing dog. Anytime the head is below the heart, we could also consider moving into the upper chakras. So an upper chakra pose might be a headstand or a forward fold, anything that the head is below the heart. Let's see feet are hip width distance apart and ripple forward to high plank on your inhale. Drop down to the knees. From here, lift up all 10 toes and place them over to the left side of your mat. As you straighten the right leg, reach the right arm up. And as you exhale, pick up your right toes and bend the knee. From here, reach your right hand back behind you and see if you can bind, pushing your hips forward, a little quad stretch. Imagine that you could lean your throat open and that the back of your head could touch your right big toe. If it's safe for you, start to pump your belly, breath of fire. Belly pumps in and up on every exhale. And we're going here for last 3 long deep breaths, last 2. Come to tabletop, hands and knees. Belly sways, lift the chest up, cow pose. Exhale, lift your hips back, down dog. Inhale forward towards your high plank pose. Again, lower to the knees. We're going to pick up all 10 toes and place them off your mat to the right. Lift, straighten your top left leg and reach your left arm up. Inhale. Exhale, lift your left toes, bend the knee, heel to bum. And can you bind? If you cannot bind, it's okay. Just mimic the same shape with your body. Push your hips forward. You can look forward or up, and you might pump your belly, breath of fire. So the belly is where some of us might get stuck. This is our area of control. Once you've freed the heart like we are here, it's safer to move into the upper channels, chakras, your throat, your third eye, your crown. Stay last 2 and come back to table, hands and knees. Inhale, belly sways, lift the chest. Exhale, lift your hips back, downward facing dog. This time as you glide forward to high plank, again, lower the knees, but also lower all the way down onto your belly and tent your fingertips wider than your mat for finger stand cobra. So push your hips down and inhale, roll the shoulders back Exhale, release back down to belly. 2 more. Inhale to lift as high as your low back feels safe. Exhale, forward action, descend. Last one's a little different. When you lift your chest, look over the right shoulder. Left shoulder dips forward a little bit, so you're making more space across the front of your chest and your neck. Inhale back through center and twist. Look left, dipping the right shoulder forward. And stay, making sure all 10 toenails are plugged firmly to the earth. Inhale back through center and come onto your belly. Hands by low ribs, tuck your toes, extended child's pose. Let's lift it back through table, hands and knees, and then downward facing dog is where we'll meet. Big breath. Big exhale. Slowly tiptoe to a fold at the top of your mat, and once you get there, offering to set 2 fists between the inner ankles so only 2 will fit. Let's walk hands towards the right side of your mat. Bend your right knee a lot, straighten your left leg, and send some healthy breaths down the whole left side of your rib cage and your outer hip. And then simply change sides. Walk your hands to the left, bend your left knee, kick that right hip out. And feel the stretch down the outer right hip, side ribs, head hangs heavy. Let's give the low legs a push. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to bow forward. And at least 3 breaths to round your spine up to standing. So let your head roll up last, and when it does, let your shoulders fall to Tadasana, mountain pose. So we'll take some familiar and very modified Surya Namaskar. Inhale, arms up. Exhale to forward fold. Let's give the low legs a push. When you step your right foot back, lower the knee down, tuck the back toes. Inhale, lift the arms up, lace your fingers and release the index. This is called Shiva Mudra. You want to feel that the shoulders are right over the hips. Shiva is associated with the upper chakras of the body that we're working on today. Like you did in your Sufi grinds, start to create some circles moving in one direction without destabilizing the lower part of your back. So you could almost imagine that you're stirring a big pot or churning up the rib cage, warming up the spine for the last 2 cycles. Inhale, you might lean back, and exhale, you might pull out of the lunge. Last full circle. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, plant the hands, lift the right knee, step left foot back, down dog. Circle forward to high plank pose on the inhale. Again, on or off the knees, lower all the way down to your belly. As you press your pelvis down, lift the chest up, pause. Also lift your hands right up off your mat. Can you swim your hands as if to the wall behind you, palms face in towards one another? Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2 is to lift your toes up off the mat. We'll stay for 3 long deep breaths. Try to feel that your pinky toe and your big toe could touch the flat surface of the ceiling above you for 2. With your hands down, lift your chest up to cobra, or even lift your knees and thighs to upward facing dog. Little tuck of chin to chest, find downward facing dog. Big breath. On your next inhale, flow your right leg to the sky, but keep your hips squarely pointing to the floor. As you exhale, draw right knee to your nose. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, knee towards your nose. Last one, 3-legged down dog. This time as you tap knee towards your nose, just pause, lifting hips even higher. Look forward. Lightly step through to lunge and lower the back knee down. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fingertips to the earth. Step forward to your fold. Feet are hip width, halfway lift. Exhale, forward bow. Let's go through chair pose. Bend your knees and lift the arms up. Exhale again, forward fold. Take a halfway lift. Step your left foot back to lunge and lower the knee down. When you lift the arms up, lace your fingers, opposite pinky on top, release the index. And again, create these circles up overhead without moving into the lower part of your back, less flexible there. Just think about churning through the rib cage and warming up the spine. Let's go last 2 in this direction. And then inhale, lift the arms up, little back bend even. Whole hands to the earth, transition to down dog. High plank pose on the inhale. On or off your knees, lower all the way down towards your belly. As you inhale, roll the shoulders back, lift your chest, also lift your hands. And as you swim your hands back behind you, you might even lace your fingers together and work straighter arms without it hyperextending the elbows. Choose to stay or lift your toes right up off the mat for 3. You can point or floint, point the ankle and flare the toes for 2. Feet down, hands by low ribs, find cobra, or even upward facing dog. Chin to chest, find downward facing dog. Next inhale, let's reach that left leg up. And exhale, tap left knee to nose. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Last one, inhale. As you exhale, squeeze all the old air out, look forward. Lightly step through to lunge, lower the right knee. Inhale, lift the arms up. And exhale, step forward to fold at the top of your mat. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Through chair pose, bend your knees, lift the arms up. Again, forward fold, this time it's different. Take a halfway lift. Left fingers to the earth under nose, bend your left knee. Straighten your right leg, reach your right arm up. And as you stay here, offering to look down so that you can stretch the right side of your neck and chest. Last 2, to lean into whatever you feel. Give your low legs a push, halfway lift. Right fingers to the mat, bend your right knee, straighten your left leg, left arm up. But offering to look down or lean your head as if into a wall that's behind you. Exhale, forward fold. Give your low legs a push. Step your right foot back to a lunge. Again, keep the knee lifted. Pause. Hand sweep to the wall behind you. Inhale, lift the arms up. Let's use this as our inhale and just feel, even if you need to back off, a straighter back leg. Front ribs and hip bones are drawing in, so your pubic bone's rooting forward. Inhale. Exhale, twist to the left, right arm forward, left arm back. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, twist in the same direction, your left. Last one, inhale. Exhale to twist. Now stay, and we'll just breathe. You can even look back behind you and notice that the left hand is high in line with the shoulder. If it's sinking down, lift it up. And imagine spreading your hands in 2 different directions like you're trying to hug an old growth forest tree. Last big breath. Whole right hand towards the earth. Let's sweep the left arm up. Heel toe your left front foot at least halfway down the widest edge of your yoga mat and lower to the pinky toe blade of your right, which is the back foot. Inhale, lift the arm up. Even cup the base of your skull with your left hand. And make sure that your left knee feels safe. So the ankle, the knee, and the hip are making a 90-degree or a right angle. Last big breath. Exhale, plant your hands and lift your hips back to down dog. Inhale, forward to high plank. Again, on or off the knees. Let's lower all the way down to the belly. Keep pressing your pelvis to the floor, but inhale, lift the chest. Also lift the hands. See if you can swim them behind you. Lace your fingers opposite pinky on top. And if it's safe for you, lift the toes. From here, try to turn the toes out and inhale, bring your feet wide apart. As you exhale, click your heels together. A few more. Inhale, feet wide. Exhale, heels click. Last 2 for strength to glutes and then your inner thighs. Last round, next time your heels click, stay for a lengthening in-breath. Place your hands to the earth, toes down. Lift your chest, cobra, or your knees and thighs up, dog. Chin to chest, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up. And as you exhale, core plank. Tap right knee to the right upper arm. Now stay. Inhale. As you exhale, just twist right knee to left upper arm. Inhale towards the right. Exhale towards the left. Keep both arms straight but not locked. Exhale, twist. Last round, heart looking forward. Exhale, twist. Now step your right foot forward and lower the back knee. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, left hand to the earth, only right arm to sky twist. Option 1, stay here. We're lift to the back knee. That's a stronger pose. More flexible knee stays down. Reach right arm behind you and see if you can bind by drawing your left heel towards your bum. You can either kick the foot back, opening across the front of your chest, or back out of the lunge and try for a deeper quad stretch. You might even look down towards your left hand, so still making space for your throat, closing your eyes, rolling them in and up, and feeling hopefully so good you move into your bliss state. Last one. Release the foot, fingers to the earth. Pick up your left knee, step forward to a fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, forward bow. Through chair, bend your knees, lift the arms up. This time also try lifting your heels clean up off the mat. We'll stay here for 3 long deep breaths. So heels over toes to strengthen the arches of your feet and ankles to help our balance later on for 2. Put your heels down and forward fold. Take a halfway lift. Step your left foot back to a forward fold. As before, left fingers to earth under nose, bend your left knee, sweep your right arm up. Now pause. Turn the palm of your right hand behind you and see about half binding. Right forearm wraps behind your lower back and maybe finds your left hip crease to wiggle into. Keep your heart looking to the ceiling, but again, look down towards your left hand or even lean your head back. So we've been taking all of those Shalabhasana variations so that hopefully you've prepared your neck and your chest for a deeper bind here. Last big breath to feel into it. Release the half bind, give your low legs a push. Bend your right knee, right fingers down, straighten your left leg, left arm up. Turn the left palm back and half bind. Forearm can wrap behind you, fingers might snuggle under right hip crease. And you might look down towards your hand or lean your head back. Last 2, breathing into the left side of your neck and your shoulder. Looking for what feels good here. Let's give the low legs a push, halfway lift. Step your left foot back to a lunge and keep the knee lifted. Again, hands to the back wall. On your inhale, come all the way up towards a lunge. Remember that you can micro bend the back knee, anchoring through the lower back, just so that you're not leaning forward and sticking your pelvis to the back wall. The shoulders are stacking right over the hips. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, twist right, left arm forward, right arm back. Inhale through center. Same direction, twist to your right. Last one, inhale. To the right we go. Exhale and hold for 3. Spreading your fingers wide apart and even looking back at right hand, which is high in line with your shoulder. Make sure that your back heel is always forward over the roots of your toes, kind of like we just felt in our chair. With whole left hand down, right arm up. Heel toe right front foot halfway down the widest edge of your mat, lower to the pinky toe blade of your the back foot. Inhale, arm up, and maybe cup the base of your skull with your right hand. Leaning the pelvis forward and the chest open to sky for the last 2. Pressing into the left shoulder, lifting ear from that shoulder. Whole right hand to the earth, step back, down dog. High plank on your inhale. On or off the knees, lower all the way down to your belly. Last Shalabhasana variation, promise. As you press your hips down, lift your chest up. Also lift your hands, swim them behind you, lace your fingers, stretch your knuckles towards the back wall, lift your toes if it's safe. This is our inhale. This time exhale, bend your knees like you could kick your own bum. Inhale, straighten the legs, and exhale, rebend the knees. A couple more. Inhale, straight, strong legs. Exhale to engage your hamstrings and glutes. Last one, no hurry to straighten the legs. Bend your knees and let's stay. Try to lift your thighs right up off the mat for last 2. Hands towards the floor. Lift your chest as if knees stay down. towards a little seal pose. Micro bend the elbows like you're pulling them up towards your hips. Lift your chest. Exhale, child's pose. Snuggle your seat towards your heels. Take a deep breath into your back. Inhale forward to tabletop, and we'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep your left leg up. And as you exhale, draw your left knee to left upper arm. Inhale. All that changes, tap left knee to right upper arm. Inhale towards the left, even if they don't touch. Exhale towards the right. Last few, inhale left. Exhale towards the right. Just a tick-tock through the hips. Exhale, twist. This time, step left foot forward and lower the right knee. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right hand to the earth only, left arm up. Bend right knee, heel to bum. Left arm swims back. Can you bind? If not, remember you can pick up your right leg. Or if you can't reach, but you can keep the knee bent, your foot can float there. No need to reach for the foot. Wherever you are. You might look down at your right hand. Stay for 3. Just no pain or pressure in the knees. We want to feel this in the belly of your hamstring for the last 2. Fingertips towards the earth, pick up your right knee and step forward to your fold. Take a halfway lift. Exhale to bow in. Through chair pose, bend your knees, arms up. As before, try to lift your heels up off the mat, going further. Try lacing your fingers together and flipping the palms of your hands forward. I like to almost imagine that I'm trying to pull my hands apart without actually losing the grip. You could stay or start to bow forward, belly towards your thighs. Last 3. Heels forward over toe roots for 2. Heels to the earth, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Step your right foot back towards a lunge. Again, knee stays lifted. Pause. Reach your hands as if to the back wall. Fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Left fingertips to the earth under nose. Remember this. Straighten your right leg and reach your right arm up. Turn the palm of your hand behind you, and as before, try to half bind. Right hand to left hip crease. Again, look down. We're going deeper into this one. Wiggle your feet together so toes and heels touch, and then bend your knees. Half bound, seated prayer twist. Left elbow hooks outside of the right knee. Left bottom hand could touch your heart, or it could come into a half prayer, Ardha Namaste. For last 2, this time you can look forward or up if that's safe for the neck. Release the bind, exhale, fold. Feet are hip width apart, halfway lift. Right fingers to the mat, bend your right knee, sweep your left arm up. Swim that arm behind you, finding right hip crease. But again, look down. Wiggle your feet together so toes and heels touch. Keep the bind. As you bend your knees, bringing right elbow outside of your left knee. So that bottom, your right hand could touch your heart, or you could bring it to a half prayer at your chest, Ardha Namaste. So you're using your left hand to pull your own right hip back, and your left shoulder blade onto your back to open up through the chest and to strengthen the upper back and shoulders. From here, inhale, untwist and forward fold. Feet are hip width apart, halfway lift. Step your right foot back, knee stays lifted. Reach the hands back. Inhale, lift the arms up. And same as before, we're going to twist to the left this time, pause. Left hand can touch your lower back. So manually, you're giving your hips a tip forward as you reach the right arm up. You could even cup the base of your skull and lean your head back into your right hand. Going deeper, left hand might even find your right leg, or you could free the right arm. Big stretch down the whole right side of your body. So from your quad, side body, last big breath. Whole right hand towards the floor, left arm up. It's heel toe, left front foot halfway down the widest edge of your mat. You could instead stack your feet this time and side bend, left arm hugs the ear. Last big breath. Exhale, plant the hands, meet me in down dog. High plank on the inhale. Again, on or off the knees. Lower all the way down towards your belly. As you press the pelvis down, roll the shoulders back, lift your chest, stay. Lift your hands and swing your arms back. This time, bend your knees, and you can mirror the shape of Dhanurasana or grab onto your feet and ankles and kick back to lift the chest up. Your lower legs more parallel to the wall behind you, as if your heart could lean into a flat surface in front of you. Really good for your belly. Really good to air out the heart. These ones are to open up the throat. From here, let go of your feet, hands to the floor. Lift only your heart higher, seal pose. Exhale, child's pose, seat to heels. Let's stay for a big breath. Inhale, tabletop, hands and knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale as you lift your right leg up. This time we'll twist. Right knee towards the left upper arm. Now pause. Right hand. From your down dog, lift your right leg up. And as you exhale, tap knee to nose. Step your right foot forward. And for warrior one, connect your left back heel to the floor. Pause. Reach your hands as if to the back wall. And inhale, rise all the way up. So we're going to keep with the idea of an inversion. Head is below the heart. Humble warrior, bend your elbows, lace your fingers behind you. Point your elbows to the back wall and lengthen your low spine. Begin to lift your chest, think camel pose. You could work straighter arms, thumbs trail down your left hamstring, your leg behind you. Let's take one last big breath to prepare. Humble warrior, dive inside right thigh, chin to chest, knuckles high towards the sky. Try to slide your right hip back so your tailbone is pointing towards your left heel. Shake out any extra thoughts or flutter through the lips to release your jaw. Press through the left heel and rise all the way up. Even reach the arms up. And straighten your right leg as you bow the torso forward. Fingertips to the earth or blocks. You can always shorten your stance by stepping your left foot in a little bit. Every inhale, try to lengthen your spine. And every exhale, think your heart could touch your right big toe. You want your tail feathers evenly pointing to the wall behind you instead of more towards the right or the left. And just feel what you need to feel here. We're taking triangle. Feed your right thumb underneath your right hip bone and manually pull your hip bone back. Low back stays level. Start to roll your right shoulder on towards your back and either stay here. Hopefully you're feeling the outer hip. Or begin to lift your right arm towards the sky. You can look up at that hand, forward or down. Let's stay for 3 long deep breaths just to explore. Leaning into what feels good. You might have to look for it. So use your Agni, your intuition to find it. Your inner vision, drishti, focus. Fingertips towards the earth. Let's lift off of your left to the back heel. Shift weight forward and then lift those left toes. You can walk your hands about a paw print forward so that they're right underneath your shoulders. Either stay. Or wrap your right hand behind your lower right leg, your calf muscle. And maybe your left hand will join you for the last 3 long deep breaths. So you're lifting through the back of that left leg, hamstring and glute. Whoop, for 2. Fingertips to the floor. Cross your left ankle over and in front of the right one. And then walk your hands towards the upper left-hand corner of your mat. Lean your hips over to the right as you walk your hands to the upper left. Little IT band stretch. Simply unhook your feet and take a halfway lift. Exhale, bow deeper. Through chair, bend your knees, lift the arms up. Lace your fingers, flip the palms of your hands forward. And let's bow in first this time, belly towards your thighs. Option 1, stay here. Option 2, lift your heels from the floor and stay for 3 long deep breaths. If you feel that little wobble, move in. You've got this. You're still grounded. Last 2. Heels to the earth, forward fold. Take a halfway lift. Okay, last time today. Left fingers to the earth, bend left knee. Straighten your right leg, right arm up. Turn the palm back and see about half binding. This time, left elbow might go inside of the knee, clasping fingertips behind you to open up your chest. Again, you could look down. Let's stay for 3. Long, deep breaths. Hello, outer right hip. We've given that a lot of love today. Release the bind. Give your low legs a push. Bend your right knee, right fingers to the earth. Straighten your left leg, left arm up. Palm faces the back wall. Reach back behind you, so left hand to right hip crease. Maybe look down. Right elbow inside of the knee if you're lacing fingers behind your low back. Go for the full bind. And either stay or look down. You might have to lean your head back into this pose. Last 2 long, deep breaths. Release your bind, halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot back. Keep the knee lifted, arms back. Inhale, high crescent lunge. This is your inhale. Exhale, twist towards your right. This time, right hand comes to lower back. Hips get a tilt forward as you reach the left arm up. And maybe cup your skull or lean your head into your left hand. Right hand could even find the back of your left leg, your hamstring. And you might even free the left arm. So feeling this spiral stretch, revolved exalted warrior, down the whole left side of your body. From your quad, where thigh meets low belly, side ribs. Whole left hand to the earth, wider than shoulder, right arm up. Heel toe your right front foot halfway down the widest edge of your mat and find a side bend, or stack your right foot over the left one. Stay for 3. Look up if it feels safe for the neck. Challenge your balance. Right hand towards the earth. We'll meet in down dog. High plank on the inhale. Again, lower your knees. And this time, come to sit tall on your heels. So we're coming into camel pose, our first set. Let's stand tall on the knees and see that your knees are just underneath your hip bones. Hands onto your lower back, elbows point as if to the wall behind you. Instead of really pushing your hips forward, push your hips back into your own hands and just lift your chest up. You can look forward or up to the ceiling. Your hands might even walk down the backs of your legs, hamstrings, or you might be able to tickle your heels. Let's stay for 3. Remember, the heart is the peak of this mountain for last 2. One hand to lower back, but come up as evenly as possible, and then just sit tall on the heels and take a deep breath into your back. Nice thing about compressing the chest is sometimes then we get a big blood supply right through the crown of your head. Feels groovy. Meet me in through tabletop to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your left leg up. And use your core to step that left foot forward, warrior 1, right back heel down, pause. Hands to the back wall. Inhale, come all the way up. When you bend your elbows for humble warrior, lace your fingers with the other pinky on top. And like you just did for camel, giving your hips a little tip forward, begin to lift your chest up and away. You can stay or work straighter arms. Thumbs might trail down your back leg, your right hamstring for last 2. Humble warrior as you dive inside left thigh, chin to chest, knuckles high towards the sky. So being a humble warrior sometimes means going beyond thought. When your head is below your heart, it's like you're releasing any extra thoughts. Sometimes we think we can think our way through any problem. Intuition goes beyond thought. It's also linked to your gut. You know because you know. And if you live life in that way, you can move through life a lot more easily. Press through the feet, rise all the way up. Warrior, straighten your left leg. Step your right foot in a little bit. And open the arms wide so that the heart can bow forward towards your pyramid pose. So we're just going into the sensation of that left hamstring. Left hand can manually pull your left hip back. You can also micro bend the knee, and instead of tipping the pelvis forward like cat, think about pointing your tail feathers to where the wall and the ceiling behind you meet. Coming in towards our triangle pose, revolve triangle, left hand pulls left hip back, hand might climb onto the lower part of your back. You could look up. You could free left arm, reaching it up to the ceiling. Hastagra Drishti, looking up to left hand. If all that does is make your neck feel uncomfortable, you can always look forward, or again looking down. Hopefully just going for sensation to that outer left hip. Fingertips to the floor, soften left knee, shift weight forward, lift your right back leg clean from the floor. Find one thing that won't move to keep you focused. Left hand might wrap around lower left leg, and your right hand could join it. Let's stay for 3. Hello, outer left hip. Hello, hamstrings. Fingers to the earth, cross your right ankle over and in front of the left. Walk your hands to the right side of your mat and remember to bend your knees a little bit. So your hips are sliding down to the left and your hands are walking up towards the right. Let's take last few big breaths. Let your head hang heavily towards the floor. We'll simply unhook the feet and take a symmetrical halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. Okay, through chair, bend your knees, lift the arms up, and exhale, simply forward fold. Left hand underneath your nose to the floor, bend your left knee, reach your right arm up. Okay, swim that right arm behind you. Take any variation we have already done today, which might be your full bind. And if you're taking that one, hug your left knee to the left upper arm. Look down, ground into your right foot, and you might be able to stand up, hugging your left knee towards your left upper arm. If that feels okay, bird of paradise, you can even work a straighter left leg. Let's stay for 3. Flointing, pointing left ankle, flaring the toes for 2. Let's come all the way back down with control and give your low legs a push, halfway lift. Right fingertips down, bend your right knee, sweep your left arm up. Any variation you've already taken today, you know several. Or going for the full bind, right elbow inside the knee, then wraps underneath your thigh, look down. Lots of weight in that left foot. Hug right knee to the right upper arm like crazy. Belly hugs in and up towards your spine so that you unfurl like a fern tendril. This is the pose. You've got it. So stay, or add the little flourish of straightening your right leg. Try to keep the standing leg as straight as possible. Stay for 3 long, deep breaths. Coming all the way down from that pose, give your low legs a push. Exhale, plant your hands to the mat and just step back to high plank, and then lift your hips back to downward facing dog. Drop down onto the knees and come to sit tall on your heels. So we're taking your last back bend of the day. You can take the same camel that you did last cycle, or this time, widen the knees apart a little bit, offering to hold on to your own heels to start with. Instead of going from the top down, we're going to use the glutes in the lower body to lift the pelvis up off the heels. So you really got to squeeze the glutes. Don't lose the grip of your heels. As you tip the pelvis forward, lift your seat as high as it will go. And then hopefully the heart will feel at least like the peak of this mountain. So you're kind of holding more your inner feet. Thumbs are on the outside of your feet towards your ankles. Squeeze your glutes for 2. And then just come to sit down on the heels. You really got to push into your legs for support. Big breath into your back. Big exhale, let go breath. For today's big hip stretch, simply sit down on your bum and extend your legs to the earth in front of you. Let's start by bending only the right knee and cross the right ankle over and on top of the left one. So option 1 is to stay here or bend both knees And if you look towards the right, just make sure that you're not sitting down on that left heel. You can always re-straighten the leg if that's the case. Inhale, right arm up, reach to the wall behind you. Left arm up, hook your elbow outside the right knee. So you can keep your right arm reaching back or touch your lower back. I prefer to touch lower back and actually to ease off of the twist, just hugging right knee to chest with the help of the left hand. Let's take last 2 and really squeeze anything old out on the exhale. And find a counter twist, right elbow inside the right knee, a little breath behind the heart. From here, bring your feet towards the widest edge of your mat, lean back, and just wash your knees from right to left. Next time. From here, go Mukhasana. Keep crossing the right knee all the way over the left one. Try to get your heels so that they're symmetrical on either side of your thighs, not kind of helter-skelter to either side. I like to close this cycle here. You can even weave every one of your fingers between every one of your toes. And tip forward a little bit, sending some long, deep breaths into the outer hips and the lower back. Treating this as a bit of a forward fold today. So naturally, when you close the eyes, they'll draw up and in to that spot between the eyebrows. When you're in alignment with your truth, your throat, Vishuddha, you might come into pure awareness. You know because you know. And then perhaps moving through life with a little more ease. If you're in a big forward fold, come on up. Bring your feet to the widest edges of your mat. Lean back on your hands and wash your knees from right to left, side to side. Next time your knees point up, just pause. Point your hands down towards your toes and point your elbows to the back wall like camel. As you scoop your pelvis forward, lift your hips. So this is reverse tabletop. You can stay, look up, or only if your knees totally disappear behind your thighs and your hips, you might lean the head back. I like to just look forward. You might even pump your belly, breath of fire, 30 pumps. Keep going, halfway micro bend the elbows. So you're really getting into the biceps and the chest. 5, 4, 3, 2, inhale, exhale, sit down. We're only going to straighten the right leg. Left knee's bent, cross left ankle over the right. Stay here for your twist or bend both knees, you choose. Left hand reaches to the back wall. Right elbow outside right knee. Or left hand to lower back and just kind of hug left knee to your chest with the help of your right hand. From here, you might even create some wide circles with your mouth to make sure the muscles of your face are nice and relaxed and that your jaw is soft. Let's find a little counter twist, left elbow inside the left knee. And as your torso faces forward, let's keep crossing the left knee all the way over the right one. And so, again, you can weave every one of your fingers between every one of your toes. You might take a forward fold. I'm not too flexible in the outer hips. Some people can round way forward. If you want to tent your fingertips in front of you, try rounding just the upper spine and send some breath into the back body. So all those things that you cannot see but you feel, legitimize those things here. Walking fingertips back towards you when you're ready to come out of the pose. Use your hands to pry those feet wide apart. And again, just wash your knees from left to right, side to side. So you have 2 options for your last little low back release. Either same as before, fingertips point down towards your toes, elbows point to back wall. 1 knees are bent, 2 legs are straight. Try to rotate the thighs inwardly so that it's like the big toes are trying to touch the floor before the pinky toes do. And from there, scoop your hips forward and lift them up to reverse plank pose. Again, micro bend the elbows, look forward or a little up. Let's stay for 30 pumps of the belly, breath of fire. Last 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. Exhale, sit down. Bend your knees. Feet and knees touch. Hands under thighs easier. Hands forward harder. You choose. Slowly lie all the way down onto your back. And then as you extend yourself out nice and wide, Shavasana. The bliss state may be going beyond words and thoughts. To allow yourself to remember that you are a human being, not a human doing. You are a human being. And it's through Sahasrara Chakra, the crown of your head, that we liberate, that we respond to light and color, and where we fuse back into the light. Namaste.